Welcome to this episode of DIY3DTech.com. In this episode, we're going to be doing a bit of unboxing, and thanks to one of my viewers out there, turned me on to this RS-232 data cable. Now, you might remember back I did a mount for the Creality CR10 to mount a dial indicator to it. And one of the things I asked the community is do you know of RS-232 or some sort of serial interface that I could use? And so one particular viewer pointed me in that direction. And apparently they claim it only works with this particular version. Now, this is a little bit different. So I had to buy this. It wasn't expensive. I think this was sub 30 bucks. So it's about the typical price of a digital dial indicator. I like the way it's packed though. So it's got a oil, wax, paper wrapping. It does seem to be a little bit larger than an atypical dial or indicator. Well, maybe I'll have to eat a little crow on that one. I don't know if it is or not. So here's a Neotech, which I have. I haven't taken this one out of the box yet either. And so I want to compare the two. And I tell you what, they pretty much look the same. So I'm thinking bupkis. I'm thinking that this probably would have worked on this one, but we'll see in the future. I'm not going to do it in this video. But so the Clockwise and the Neotech really look like they're about one and the same unit. So I'm going to set the Neotech off to the side here. Now let's go ahead and open up the cable piece. So I think the cable piece was actually more expensive than the meter was. So whoops, a little bit different style box, got it upside down. And so it's got this little data port box, which is rather interesting. So it looks like it's got a mini USB in and out, and it's got some sort of data button. And then it's got a switch on the side, which looks like it goes from hundreds to thousandths. And so we have the cable here. Now I think this is the important part. So this, I believe, will go into the meter. This piece, I think, will go into the meter. So if I were to actually take this guy, so yeah, this is the meter component. So you see this, and then this is going to plug in the way it looks from the connector configuration. Oh, I think it's going to have to go that way. So it plugs in that way. Now, kind of the crazy piece is, why would you think they wouldn't round this if it would plug into like that? But it is notched, if you can see it, how it goes in. So it's only going to go in one way, and the pins are at the bottom. So that's how it goes in. Tell you what, let's do a quick test. And I tell you what, it sure looks the same to me. But let's go ahead and see if it just plugs in. It plugs into the Neotech too. So I think these are probably pretty much one and the same gauges. So but that's actually pretty good. I don't mind having a couple of these laying around. I want to put this cover back on. So this is kind of interesting. And then so this apparently plugs into data in. And this plugs into data out. Now, I'm kind of happy to see that this is not the old 9-pin, DB9-pin RS-232, that this is actually an USB. And again, nice length of cable too. So this will plug in here. Now, there's some kind of other plug opening there. I'm assuming that it's going to take its power from the USB, the 5 volts from the USB, because I think this is like a 1.1 volt or something signal on the output of this meter. And basically what's happening is this is conditioning it. There's probably some sort of PIC processor in here that's conditioning it and stepping it up to 5 volts to output through the USB. So I'm excited now. I really don't see any instructions. So I'm wondering, do any of you guys have one of these cables out there? How does it read? I'm going to have to mess around with this a little bit more to see. I just want to make sure that there's no instructions in the bottom. Nope, instructions hidden somewhere. Nope, that's glued in. So no instructions. Figure it out on your own. So I'm assuming that this is read in some sort of serial fashion. So I'll have to do some homework to find out what applications. If you guys know of any applications that work with this, let me know. Because one of the pieces I want to try to experiment with is use this on my 3D printers to map the profile of the bed. Also on the CNC, similar things. I think it'd be something, cool tool to play with. So I have links to both of these down below because again, the two go together. But I think if you want to give it a shot and you already have something that matches the Clockwise meter or dial indicator, sorry, this will probably work. So again, once I get into it a little bit more, I'll do a follow-up video on this of actually how I make all this work and share that with you guys. But I wanted to share the unboxing with you to know I got it. Also, thank the viewers pointed this out to me. Got this on Amazon. I think this whole combination was around 70 bucks, so not bad at all, because a lot of these cables I was looking at, they were like $165 just for the friggin' cable. And I had looked, and a number of folks online had taken PIC processors and hacked them to read the meter, because it's like a 2-line out on this, and stepped up the voltage, and it really did some cool work. But I simply didn't want to invest the time in that when I could be using this to do something else, right? So while I could, it just wasn't a good use of time. And for 36-40 bucks, this was well worth it, because I would have had 36-40 bucks by the time I bought all the parts and blah blah blah. So anyways, hopefully you found this interesting, and I'm going to find this useful, I can tell you that much. And don't forget, swag shop over there, subscribe button coming up over there, and hey, we'll see you in the next video. Hit me up in the comments below. Cheers.
Please click like below and subscribe to the channel.